I can't even count how many combat tasks we just did, but we also got a 1 KC. In the following clips, we're going to be finishing out the Tormented Demon task that has taken forever to do. We then continue to do Slayer and naturally make our way to doing some combat tasks at 2 interesting locations. We've been talking about this elusive drop, the magic longbow. Now, for the average person, this drop might just be, just another drop, but apparently it is pretty rare from these Tormented Demons. And it's significant because for those people without the fletching levels, you actually do need a unstrung magic longbow to create the scorching bow. So if you don't have the fletching levels, this drop could be pretty crucial for you. Pulling up the wiki now on the Tormented Demons to look at the drop table, and apparently the magic longbow U is only a 1 in 255. That's a estimation anyways. There's a little squiggly line, whatever you want to call it. And by a squiggly line, I mean tilde, I believe that's what it is. But, I'm pretty sure half the people out there just call it a squiggly line, you know what I mean? Anyway, so apparently we're almost 2 times dry. Well, not dry anymore, but we were 2 times over the rate. After pulling the Burning Claws, I had a high suspicion that I wasn't going to be getting another drop for the remainder of the task. So I thought to myself, hey, let's just close out the task and move on. Let's see what other tasks we can get. Ideally a Black Demons task, so we can start working towards some Zenyte shards. But these Tormented Demons take quite some time to kill, so we are just now wrapping up the final KC of the task. Let's see if we can get our hands on a Synapse. Nope, we get a Rune Plate body instead. So I believe that task was initially a 249 Greater Demons task. We ended up getting 320, so that is a whole lot more. That extended the task by almost 80. Let's make our way back over to Turael and let's see what our next task is. We are Turael skipping or Aya skipping, so if we don't like it, we can always just skip and look for another task. And of course, I forgot my coins. I currently don't have Karamja diaries done on discount, and quite frankly, I'm not too sure if I can get them done. I haven't looked at what's required yet, but this is the best way I can get to Shiloh Village to Turael. RD teleport with the charter ship, although I don't think that's actually a charter ship. I think that's just a regular ship. Takes 30 coins though, and then once I take the ship with Captain Barnaby over here, I then take the travel cart, which I believe costs 200 GP. Again, if you have some Karamja diaries done, I think this becomes free. But nevertheless, 200 GP isn't too bad. And that's how we make our way over here. And our next task is going to be 185 trolls. We are definitely not doing that, so let's make our way over to Aya. Okay, Turael, come on. 145 Dagonoffs. It's not a bad task to do, but again, back to Aya. I think I've made up my mind. We're really going to lock in on this Turael skipping. We're going to go for Greater Demons, Black Demons, and maybe something like Dust Devils where it's good EXP and quick. Other than that, we're going to go back to skipping. Completely surprising collection log. These things always catch me off guard because, I'm just Turael skipping right now. And then boom, something pops up. And I'm like, what is that? Bronze boots. I do believe I can wield those. Indeed, I can. We just picked up a task of 28 monkeys from Aya. So, you know where I'm going. It's felt like an eternity since we've done anything but the Tormented Demons. So now that we're back at Demonics, let's take a look at the KC real quick. We've done a whopping 67. Well, we should be reaching close to 100, if not over 100, depending on whether or not the Bracelet of Slaughters will push us over. Again, Zenytes, well, we're not anywhere close. I think they're 1 in 300. Oh, first KC we get here, a Ballista Spring. It's just that easy. Not what we're here for, but it's a clog. This is content creator favoritism if I get a Zenyte shard on the last KC of the trip right here. For the content, Boom. 53 Larvins. Making my way over to the Slayer Tower right now for the very first time on a Gargoyles task. We got a huge 200 Gargoyles task. We're going to be doing the regular ones first until we get the key, and then we'll decide whether or not we want to do the Grotesque Guardians for some combat achievements. And because we're on task, we can actually go into the basement. Adamant boots. Looks like we're just collecting all the boots today. First it was the bronze boots, Now we get the adamant boots. You know what? In just 2 more Slayer levels, we're going to be unlocking the rune boots from Necrals. Another clog, Mystic Robe Top Dark. 163 KC into our task right now with just 33 remaining, and we still don't have the brittle key. That is 1 in 150. So there's actually a chance that we're not going to get it on this task. What we have gone so far though is 2 collection logs, the adamant boots and the Mystic Robe Top Dark. I think we have potential for 1 more collection log if we get a granite maul in this task. Oh, there it is, KC 174. Just as I was saying that we might not get one, we have our hands on a brittle key. And you know what? With just 22 KC to go, let's go ahead and check out the Grotesque Guardians. First, we're going to have to re-gear though. We've re-geared for Grotesque Guardians and we've made our way up to the top of the Slayer Tower. Up here where there's more gargoyles. This is where you go when you're doing them off task. But just outside the entrance here is another entrance where the Grotesque Guardians are. So we had a brittle key and we use it. It vanishes. It's a one-time thing. And in we go. Let's start our first Grotesque Guardians. Now, I haven't done Grotesque Guardians in quite some time, so hopefully I remember how to do this. It can't be too complicated though, it's just a mid-game boss, so I'm sure we'll figure it out even if I don't remember. So in order to start, you ring the bell, and I think it being our very first time here, we actually get this cutscene, which is pretty cool. And luckily, it's only the first time you're here. After this, you can skip this cutscene, otherwise this would get old real quick. So I believe you want to pray range, and kind of drag Dusk over towards you. Maybe even step under if you can. Focus down Dawn. And when Dawn's HP bar is about 50%, she's going to run away. And that's when you turn your focus to Dusk here. Pray melee and try to melee it. We're going to dump our specs here. Actually step back. Because once he does this animation, if you're standing right next to him, he will knock you back and do a hefty amount of damage. So focus down Dusk, he's 50 health, and he'll run away. During this portion, switch back to your range gear. Avoid those portals, those purple and yellow portals. Pray melee, rigor, or whatever offensive range you have. If you do enough damage, you can actually out DPS these energy spheres, but I don't think that's going to be the case for us. So we're going to go ahead and click on them, absorb them. And you actually want to stand in melee range of both the Guardians. We're going to range down Dawn. Dawn is officially done with. Now during this next phase, you're going to get kicked out just like that. And there's going to be 1 tile of opening. You're going to want to run out. Oftentimes you can just click anywhere on the arena in the room. However, there are a few exceptions where you have to be a little bit more precise on your clicks. Fighting Dusk here, he's either going to melee or range you. It's kind of like Olm. If he's meleeing, just stay with Protect Melee, because he's more likely to do that. And there we go, 1 KC. We just got, I can't even count how many combat tasks we just did, but we also got a Granite Hammer 1 KC. No way. That is crazy. 1 KC Granite Hammer. Oh, man. And the combat tasks are still going. I don't even think the collection log pop-up has happened yet. It just keeps going. Let's pick up the hammer. Oh, we got a speed task too. Very nice. There we go. Oh, nope, there it is. Oh, Granite Dust is a collection log. Of course, of course. And one final one, Granite Hammer collection log. And clan chat in there is right. I can drop the rock hammer now. We can just have the Granite Hammer. I don't think there is a world with our setup, our prayer, that we can out DPS these things. I'm honestly not sure. Maybe if we use Dragon Darts and then like get a little bit lucky, you know. I'm sure we will have to do that if we ever want to go for the Grandmaster time. Now, I believe Death Charge works on one of these, so Dawn right here should proc. So as I was saying earlier, if it ranges you, you should keep protecting range. There's a higher chance of that happening. Although right now it's being incredibly rude and alternating. Oh, second KC, we get a new PB. Oh, and we get the perfect Grotesque Guardians task that time. We got 4 brews, or 2 brews out of it. So what I was talking about previously about skipping the cutscene, I believe now that we've left our first trip and now we're back. Am I tripping here? I might be tripping, I don't know. There's no quick start. I swear there was. Other than the combat achievements, there's no real reason why we would want to be doing Grotesque Guardians anyways. The Granite Hammer is a nice bonus. And the other drops, the only other one that I can think of that's relevant is the core, which is what makes the Guardian boots, which you in turn go to a Coliseum to make the Echo boots. And those things aren't useful for us either, because we can't wear them. World's smallest burning claw spec, literally A1. This is probably quick otherwise though. Come on, big hit. 142! Indeed, it was very quick. And that's because that was the first time we went for the orb skip. Oh, we got the quick start. We got the quick start now. I swear I knew I wasn't tripping. Money! I've been talking about having a quick start at this bell here for Grotesque Guardians, and it wasn't showing up for me. But I think I've learned that this quick start only shows up after, I think, 5 KC. So, I knew I wasn't losing it. I wonder how consistently we can go for the skip. We're gonna try again, and if this pays off, it's 3 times in a row. I guess it's more consistent than I thought. Deadeye is OP. You know what, as long as we don't get absolutely destroyed in this final phase, we will pull this 3 KC trip off. Mithril bars, 4 mushroom potatoes. The food is nice, but I don't think we have enough prayer to pull off another KC, so let's make. Oh, 136. I was just saying how that 142 was not beatable. Hey, and that is a combat task. Probably a sub 140 is the combat task. Grotesque Guardians, Speed Chaser. Okay, spur of the moment thing here. Mid Grotesque Guardians, some of the clanmates are running some entry mode TOBs for their hardcores to do combat achievements. Now, I don't have any TOB entry mode combat achievements done, so I'm trying to hop on the train here. First thing we gotta do is make a Crystal Halberd. This is gonna be good for all forms of TOB, but there is an entry mode TOB combat achievement with the Crystal Halberd. Okay, now that we have that, let's teleport to the POH, switch to the Ancient Spellbook because there is a freeze combat achievement in the Nilo room. Now we're going to ectophile and run our way over to TOB because, again, running theme of the series so far is that we have not unlocked the Dragon's Medallion. Okay, spur of the moment thing, we're at TOB doing entry mode for some CAs. We are running with some hardcores, although each run is only going to have 1 hardcore in at a time. I am going to buy some of these escape crystals just in case I have to tally them. But I think we're geared up again. I don't have any setup, so it's super scuffed, and we're just working with what we have. But it's entry mode, so it should be fine. Okay, in we go. He's about to get 6-hour'd. He just destroyed it. Okay, we're playing with a hardcore. We're playing with a hardcore. Is my bow on accurate? I think it's on accurate. It is on accurate. Is that a reg thing or an entry mode thing? Enter from the other side. Salve on. He said this looks like, oh, right above the death chamber. They won't expect this. You know, I've never done any content, any dangerous content anyways, with the hardcore. Well, I mean, I have played group hardcore, but it's different because I'm not a hardcore right now. 2 down or die, right? Of course. Oh, I didn't drop the salve. You know what? I'm gonna keep the salve. Like I said, I don't have very many of them. I haven't gotten more yet, so. These bandages also serve as a potion, like a combat potion, so that's pretty nice. There's a combat task to barrage like 4 of them or something, but I don't think that you, like, I actually have to correctly barrage them, if that makes sense. They spawn so slowly. There we go, first try. Oh, that is weird. There's extra time between it changing. It's so janky. Well, the easiest maze, what the... You gotta be targeted for that CA. Oh, never mind. Okay, yep, don't mess up on Screech is the combat achievement at Zarpus. Okay, don't mess up on the Screech. Dude, I'd be so scared of this on the hardcore, man. I mean, entry mode is fine, but I'm taking my salve. You don't even have enough time to die in the rooms, even if you wanted to. It's so free. I don't get bounced. Dude, I feel like I'm gonna get bounced, man. Let P2 end, please. I don't want to get bounced. It's like, I do this all the time, right? But like, when it's the CEA, why am I so nervous? Yes. Woo! We're crazy. We just casually got the speed task. While we're waiting in between raids, let's take a look at our combat achievements. This wasn't our top priority, but we went to Grotesque Guardians and naturally just unlocked a bunch of them. And then the opportunity came up to where we could do some top entry modes, and we knocked out some more CAs. Now it looks like we are just 105 points away from getting, I believe, combat achievement hards, the hard tier. So perhaps we should start looking into them and getting to the next tier. Nice, that was the easiest it could have been. So much less sketchy than the first time around. Where's the purple? After that second run, the only one missing is to finish off Pestilent Pestilent Bloat with a Crystal Halberd. After that detour to the Theater of the Blood, let's return back to the Grotesque Guardians to finish out our task with just 9 to go. I forgot my quiver. That's unfortunate. We're on a miracle trip right here, 4 KC in a trip, and hopefully we get the job done and don't have to TP out, as this is also the last KC on our task. We're not starting out very hot here. We already took a ton of damage and we have no food left. Back-to-back humble hits though. Okay, that was not so humble, but just one more hit here. We live with 14 health to finish our task, and what do we get? Gold ore and gold bars. And of course the granite dust.